Today, we're going to talk about a company that is trying to incentivize wellness through credit card reward points. We're going to talk about a company that wants to reward people for making healthy purchases. So I have a credit card that I feel like rewards me for doing generally like unhealthy or at least unwise thing. I tend to get more points when I go and eat out or drink. I get like 10x points for taking a Lyft instead of, maybe walking somewhere or taking public transit. And like, there's like a really good deal that they give me with DoorDash, which just incentivizes me to also like order in like all this like unhealthy food. So Juliet, that seems to be like what credit cards have been doing for as long as there's been these reward systems. But it seems like there's something new on the horizon that's trying to incentivize health, or at least wellness, I should say. What's this company and what's it doing?
So this company is called Ness. It is a new credit card company. It comes from Derek Flanz-Reich. He's the CEO and founder. You may know him because he previously founded Greatest in 2011, which is this health and wellness media platform where you can go and read articles. That has since been sold to Healthline. So this is his new company. He's got a long career in health and wellness. And basically, yes, the Ness card, there's only one right now, but it rewards you for healthy purchases with points that you can in turn spend on other healthy things.
And it's backed by MasterCard?
Yeah, so it runs on the MasterCard network. So as they say, you can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Okay. Now, this first one is probably not for everybody. It's a charge card. So there's an annual fee of about $350. No interest. You just pay your balance down every month. So whatever you're putting on this card, you need to be prepared to pay at the end of the month. So it's a little different from your standard credit card. And how it works is every time you make a healthy purchase, you're going to get 5 times points. So instead of Lyft or DoorDash, you're getting it for these healthy purchases and then fewer points elsewhere. So then those points can be redeemed within their marketplace, which consists of over 60 vendors. And there are all sorts of different places like Sweetgreen, where you can get a salad, Warby Parker, where you can get a pair of glasses. The most splurgiest of them, I think, is probably the Canyon Ranch Wellness Retreat. You have to have a lot of points to go on this wellness retreat. But those are the kind of things that you would do. You would make your healthy purchases, and then you can use your points on other healthy purchases.
Right. Okay. So to be clear then, like you said, buy healthy things, and then you have to use your points on healthy things. You can't go and use them on a burger at Shake Shack or something like that, or some luxe trip to Hawaii necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, you can use it at Chipotle, which, some people might not think is as healthy as Sweetgreen, but their definition of health and wellness is really interesting. Yeah. So when I was talking to Derek, his idea with Greatest was really to make health and wellness more accessible to the average person. So not people who are already super ripped bodybuilders, not people who can take every Goop recommendation because they have a bunch of money to spend on all of these things that Gwyneth Paltrow recommends.
And whatnot, yeah.
Yes. Like the average person who's just like, hey, I want to incorporate more health and wellness into my life. And this credit card company kind of works in the same way, where health and wellness just isn't eat these superfoods, go to the gym, look very hot all of the time. It's more of an internal and external perception of wellness.
Yeah. So what kind of definitions examples, I guess, did he give you for that version of wellness or quote unquote healthy?
Okay. So obviously gyms and healthy food, yes, but also salons, spas, therapy, healthcare, health insurance, groceries, pharmacies, anything that kind of has this holistic health thing going on that we're all into today. Like I feel like this is, and Derek was saying this is like a big growing trend. And I think we see that, especially among younger people, millennials, Gen Z. It's not enough to just go to 24-hour fitness and get super ripped and then maybe have a protein shake. Like you're meditating, you're doing things to make sure that you can sleep a full 8 hours a night. Right. You're getting big water bottles so you can get in the amount of water you're supposed to drink every day. You're really thinking about health and wellness from like, not just do I have 6-pack abs, but like, do I feel good every day? Am I happy? Am I doing my best?
Yeah, this is a huge industry, right? I mean, like you were saying, we think about this in so many different ways and so much more often than we did, just a few years years ago, and certainly compared to like a couple decades ago, but it still seems like there's a barrier to entry to wellness. And this card, for instance, it comes with a $349 annual fee, like you were talking about earlier. So are there any ways that they're able to kind of get people into the fold who are already kind of being blocked out by some of these expensive wellness things?
Right. I think this card in particular is definitely for a certain kind of person for whom a $350 annual fee doesn't mean that much. I mean, when you look at the rewards points and how they break down, if you're somebody who goes to Sweetgreen like 5 days a week because that's by your office, you essentially get your 5th and 10th salad of the month free if that's how you choose to use your points.
Yeah.
So this is for somebody who's already making these. Right. You're already making these expenditures and you have the money where it's no sweat. But there are future products coming, he said. The first one is going to be a charge card with a cheaper annual fee of about $99. And then in the future, they may do revolving cards, similar to the kind of cards most of us have where you have interest. And he also was talking about integration with HSAs and FSAs and
that's health savings accounts, and you mean, right?
Yeah. So that I think is probably the most interesting part, is if there's a way to make healthcare in the United States more accessible, that would be pretty interesting to me. Obviously, we know that eating healthy and working out and getting a good night's sleep and drinking enough water, these are all the things that you can be doing to try to prevent having to go to the doctor, your apple a day, as it were. But obviously, some of these medical expenses are unavoidable. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of products that I personally like or trust in that space. I know you can get a care credit card if you have medical expenses you can't pay, but I find I personally don't care for care credit. You certainly don't get any points for it.
So the potential with those future plans, potentially involving HSAs, FSAs, I mean, does that mean that people, when they have to pay for healthcare, could get reward points out of it?
Yeah, I think that the details on that are not fully announced yet, but I think that is the idea. I mean, there is like a reward system for so many of the things we do. Every time you fly with Delta and you have an Amex Delta card, you get points for flying with Delta.
Right.
I think that would be the same idea. Like right now, with the card that they have, let's say you go to your dentist and you get a root canal, and your root canal is, I don't know, $600. You will get $600 worth of points for that root canal because you're doing something healthy. However, you will need to pay that off at the end of the month. Yeah. And that's not accessible for most people. But I think with these future cards, there will be something where it's like, okay, I have this big medical expenditure. I can't pay it off all at once. And I'm going to be rewarded for going to the doctor and not letting my tooth rot out of my head. But those are some of the things that I think we'll see from this card company in the future if Ness is successful with what they're trying to do.
Okay. And then one final thing, Ness, I get it because of wellness, but there's a couple of other interesting tie-ins just with the name of this credit card company.
Yes. So Jonathan Van Ness of Queer Eye fame is an investor and also the company's chief self-care officer. He does a lot of work in that space, like feeling good, He's kind of like the perfect guy for something like this. Yeah. His name is Van Ness, of course. That has nothing to do with the credit card company. The name, they already had the name to begin with. Derek is a big fan of him. So that just happened to work out coincidentally. They have a publication where it's kind of like a wire cutter with like health and wellness products. Like what's the best foam roller, where they try out all the foam rollers and determine which one you should buy. That blog is called Nessie, which is what people,
the nickname for the Loch Ness Monster,
like to call the Loch Ness Monster. So yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, who doesn't love the Loch Ness Monster? I mean, great branding in that case. Okay, Juliet. Well, thank you very much. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot podcast network. We've got a lot more tech and business and coverage in our newsletter. So if you're not subscribed, you can get signed up at thehustle.co/email. We will catch you next week.